Hey everybody, welcome to another Link Couples Ministry. Pastor Nick, of course, here with the wife, Reverend Tiffany Smith. So glad you joined us this evening for our ministry for all married couples, engaged couples, you're seriously dating. Just want to continue to minister to you through the Word of God. It's a privilege for us to do this. If you haven't done so, please do us a favor and share this. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And we're glad that you have joined us this evening. It is February and Valentine's Day is here, and people are talking about Valentine's Day, doing all that stuff. And one of the things I want to talk about today, very briefly, is growing in love with each other. I think I was listening to somebody who's successful talk about how the path to success is often very boring. The reason it's boring is because you're doing the same consistent things that helps you be great. And then you're adding things to become greater.
Yeah.
So there is creativity there, but there's a great measure of monotony. And you hear Bishop say often, a lot of most successful people do the same stuff every single day.
Yeah.
Consistency, commitment, consistency. I think sometimes I'm not trying to throw no shade here. We have a tendency to glamorize marriage, especially those of you who are Hallmark and Lifetime, and all that stuff like that. Where every day it's roses and every day you're running through the field and, you're doing all your, hugging each other and all that stuff like that. And marriage has those things, but a lot of marriage is the ongoing, consistent monotony. I'm using not monotony in a negative way, but monotony as it relates to being able to do the appropriate things every single day. And watch this, learning to find pleasure in them, learning to find joy in them. And then other things come in to add to it to make you happy. Like Valentine's Day can be something that you add to it. Anniversaries add to it. I was just thinking about you, so I bought you something in the store, adding to it.
Yeah.
But the majority of marriages,
Consistency.
we got to come out of this fantasy of every day. It's just this, but you learn to find joy in doing the right thing all the time.
Yeah.
So to me, it depends on your perspective. So growing in love is not about, if I treat you bad all year, I'll overdo the days to make up for the bad versus I treat you consistently great all year. And then I do extra stuff, over the top, sometimes simple things to add to what we're already doing. So all I'm saying is that in order to grow the fire, you have to throw logs in that fire consistently. But if you throw one big log in there every now and then, it's not going to do much. It's the consistent everyday throwing more logs to keep the fire blazing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
That's it.
parenting. It's like being the Disney dad or Disney mom, where, the kids love you because once a year you do something big for them, but the rest of the year it's like, and the consistent parents like, y'all don't appreciate me for doing. We got to grow up, y'all. That's all.
No, I think it's so true. One of the, when you were talking, I was reflecting on like our dating life. And I remember even when we were just friends, Pastor Nick would call every day after school. Every day I would come home and I'd be looking at the caller ID. We had caller ID and I would see the name and I would get excited. And then, Monday, 4:00, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it set up an expectation. And then if there was a day that you didn't call, by that next day, I'm like, what happened? I'm in school. What happened? Is everything okay? But it set up a expectation, and the consistency helped to build safety.
We had no cell phones then,
No, we had cell phones. I had to wait for the caller ID, to see the name on the phone. Yeah. And but it helped to build trust and safety that where you're supposed, like this, I can expect and bank that you're going to be there. And while, people might think that consistency can be boring and they like mystery. I don't think that always provides a good sense of safety and trust in the person's commitment to you. And I think in marriage that precedent is set, right? That the person is going to be where they say they're going to be, do what they say they're going to do, and show up the way they say that they're going to show up, and that they are who they are. Like when you remove the mystery, I think that actually helps to build safety and makes you want to be with the person and trust them and be vulnerable, because you can bank that they mean what they say and say what they mean.
It's supposed to be exciting getting to know somebody and to learn somebody all over again. It can be very insecure, but it's a good thing. Again, to me, it's about the perspective.
Yeah.
It's about how I approach it. It's not I have to do this, I get to do this. As Bishop says, it's an act of worship. The Bible shows us it's an act of worship to love the people that you're with and to do those things. It's about perspective. And I'm in no way saying that relationships should be boring. I'm just saying primarily, for example, majority of your relationship is spent outside the bedroom.
Yeah, for sure.
If your only focus is on that, that's like 5% of your relationship. The other 95% of your relationship is outside of the bedroom.
Yeah.
So, but if you don't do the 95, the 5% is not going to be as exhilarating because you're failing in the 95. But it grows to maturing to see, how can I build this consistency up? And like you said, there's that excitement of, I'm looking forward to you doing X, Y, and Z. So I remember one time we finally got cell phones. We were in college.
We finally got cell phones.
Yeah, I was working at a nursing home, and I would always call her on my break. And I remember one time we got so busy, we couldn't take our break. So I got out of work, and the first thing I did, I got in the car, I called her, and I was like, hello? And instead of hello back, it was, where were you?
Where were you?
Like, why ain't you call? Because here's the thing about consistency. Consistency teaches a person to expect a certain thing from you.
Yeah.
And now watch this. I stop what I could be doing something else, but I'm choosing to do this because I expect you to do X, Y, and Z. That's why when you're disappointed in somebody, it hurts more because I think of all the things I sacrificed, I could have been doing because I lined a part of my life up expecting you to do this, but that only comes with those little things.
Yeah.
And that's building trust and learning how to, like you said, mystery breeds insecurity, but consistency breeds security. And security, quite frankly, is supposed to be exciting.
Yeah.
Especially when you reach a certain age. You at over 30, should be over 30, especially over 40, definitely over 50. Consistency and peace should be the dominant thing that you look for in a relationship. Not drama, mystery, and a roller coaster ride. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much.
But when we're trying to build love and intimacy, sometimes we talk about this all the time, but like choices matter too, like who you choose to partner yourself with. And once you're married, you want to make sure you're cultivating that consistently, that we're working on our communication, we're working on our intimacy, and that does happen outside of the bedroom. Like you said, 95% of the time we're working, we're cleaning the house, we're with the kids, we're in ministry, we're doing all these different things. So how intentional am I being, making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do on a consistent basis, that we're checking in, that we're talking, that we master each other's pie, as Bishop calls it, right? Knowing each other's love language, and that if my partner needs me to show up in this particular way, that I'm meeting them there in the way that they need it consistently, not just picking and choosing when I'm going to do it. Because if you only showed up for me on anniversary and birthdays, then we have those arguments about, now you want to show me that you love me. Now you want to be there for me. Now all of a sudden you want to be intimate. But then we have those conversations because there's not enough consistency. We have to sow seeds into the person. In marriage counseling, oftentimes I walk the clients through like these scales of like needs. And I often tell them, like, if physical touch, for example, for you makes up 25% of your need, but 60% of your partner's needs, only giving them the 25 because that's what you need may not help them,
Right.
because they needed a whole lot more than you do. So mastering what the other person, what consistency looks like to them,
Right.
will help build love and keep the fire burning, because I'm not trying to give you only what I need.
Right.
I'm trying to give you what
you need. Yep. And present it in cider ways. You can do things
Yeah.
differently. You know, when you get older, your what you need should start to change some. You know, certain things, you like the small stuff after a while more than the big things. Like, I'm in a place in my life, it's the small stuff that I appreciate more. The big stuff is great, but it's the small things that I'm like, right there. You know, it ain't deep, you know, but I think that comes with mastering the person's needs and expectations. And also understanding that what I need, as you get older, your needs start to mature.
Yeah.
Your wants start to mature. You ain't got time for certain things. Look, tell me what it is, and let's work on it. Let's move on. Right?
You're bringing up a good point, though, too, is like, tell the person. But we find that even in marriages that have been together a long time, is if communication is a huge issue, then it kills the love and intimacy, because now I don't even feel safe with you. I don't want to talk to you about what my needs are and what I change, because I don't trust that you'll be able to meet it. You don't have the bandwidth or the capacity, or you're selfish and you got an ego, or you lack humility. You know, those are hard marriages to be in when things are changing and my needs are different, but I don't feel like I can talk to you about it. But when that is there, when we do feel safe and we're consistently sharing how those needs have changed over time, then it helps to keep the fire burning over the long haul. So now, you know, what we did at 20, maybe at 45, 50 doesn't work for us. But, you know, if we can communicate about it, then we can have just as much passion as we're getting older, if not more so, than we had in our younger years, because of the intimacy that grows over time and that consistency.
It has to be there. I remember I was going to the grocery store one time a couple years ago, and I saw this old couple. They was all hugged up, walking in the store, holding each other and stuff. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about right there. And a lot of that is, even though they were older, they were senior citizens, it looked like they still had their youthful side with each other. And I think that's something that needs to be, sometimes we want stuff just to happen when it's actually intentional.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of marriages fail because they're not intentional about maintaining that. We're maturing, we're getting older, we've been together for a long time. How do we stop this from turning into a business relationship? Right? To a convenience, to I still want you and desire you like we're 25 years old and we just met 2 weeks ago. So I'll say that the kids is like, we were talking about Valentine's Day, and they were like, so who would you choose, your daughter or your wife? I said, there's no question, it's her. Like, you know, hello, it's us against them. You know, I mean, come on, like, you know. But I think that's, you know, nothing against the kids, but it's just it's intentional about, you know, still having fun with each other, still enjoying each other. And I get it. Sometimes you can get so busy with work, kids, life, that you start disconnecting from each other.
Yeah.
But in those moments when you realize, yo, we ain't really connected, we've been passing each other by, because just because you're in proximity with somebody doesn't mean you're connected with them.
Yeah.
You could be in the same house with somebody most of the day and not be connected. That's on purpose. That's intentional. You know, I'm not going to use that example.
No,
But no, just like you see all those social media things and people talk about it like love taps, you know, walking around the house, points of connection and stuff like that. You know, why is he always touching me every time he walk by me? That's, you complain about it, but you enjoy it at the same time too. But that's his way of, you know, connecting. And, but if the relationship isn't working right, those things don't work. But when they're clicking, All I'm saying is you find ways to connect with each other. That's all I'm trying to say.
I love the word intentional, right? Like none of those things happen just waiting for it to happen. Or, you know, you often hear couples say, I shouldn't have to tell them. By now they should know that these are the things I want or these are the things I need. But sometimes you definitely have to tell them. People are not mind readers. And maybe maybe it's, I don't know what that is. What is that? Like the I shouldn't have to tell you, like, figure it out. But it doesn't work. I think that it's important that you tell your partner, like, I want you today. or that you initiate what you want instead of waiting for them to read your mind. You know, it's okay for you to be the one to pull the trigger and reach out for your partner. But it needs, again, we've been using the word consistency a lot. But when you trust your partner, that point of safety is there to be able to express yourself openly and be what we call like naked and not ashamed, right? That I can be vulnerable. I can expose myself, my wants, my desires, my passions to my partner and not feel like it'll be rejected or minimized. That framework has to be there though from the beginning.
Absolutely. I think that's where consistency, trust kicks in, like you said. And I'll say this last part, we'll close on this. In doing stuff for your spouse, because you're what you're supposed to do and because you want to do it rather than doing it for that person because you want something from that individual.
Transactional.
You're transactional. So you're only super nice. And your spouse is smart to know something's up because you're not this open. You're not this giving. You're not this talkative. You're not this nice. You must want something. And it creates a pattern where the person knows you're only nice to me. You're only good to me. You only do X, Y, and Z because you want something. You know?
Yeah.
So I only do the dishes and help out with this because I want something later. Because eventually your spouse is going to resent that.
Yeah.
You can say some of that and we'll
No, I mean,
Okay. I'm just saying, like, it's transactional. It's a hustle. And most people that I know that are transactional, I'm just tired today. They're arrogant enough to believe that what I do should make you do X, Y, and Z for me. You know, you should be pleased that I'm doing it for you in the first place.
the word for that is manipulation.
There you go.
Right? Is, you know, thinking that I'm going to do this with the expectation that, you know, and then and then blame the person for not responding the way you want them to respond because your intention for doing it was in the wrong place to begin with. So then when you don't get the response you want, you blame them for it. That's manipulative, you know, as opposed to it being a genuine loving connection where I do this for you because I trust you that in return, you're going to meet my needs in the same way, maybe differently, but I trust that you'll meet it and that you see me and I feel heard, I feel validated and understood by you in the connection. And that, again, that's intentional. You know, that system working in the marriage, you don't just get that, you work for that.
Absolutely. So we'll talk more about this next time. We should be we should be in person for the first time in March, the third Tuesday in March. I believe that is March the 18th at 7:00. We'll be in person, Lord willing. So we hope you can join us. Thank you for joining us tonight. We got to actually go and get the kids. God bless y'all. God keep you. And we'll see you later. Bye, y'all.